You la ilaha illallah Muhammadu Rasulullah. Yo, what up? This is from a suggestion from a special viewer. Shout out to Boogie Boo out there in Gambia, originally family from Senegal. This right here is about Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. Some people are saying he brought Islam at a higher pace to Senegal. Some people say he's the Mahdi or the returning figure within the Hadith. You know, it's a lot of things. A lot of this information is in French, so it's hard to get a lot of English. But we're gonna check it out though. All right, Inshallah. Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba, the man who fought the French. We shout out the channel though. This is from Real Facts and History. What you heard?
Have you heard about the renowned Senegalese Islamic mystic and poet, Sheikh Ahmadu Bambam Mbaki, who was sent on an exile to Gabon by the French interlopers who thought he would stir anti-colonial disobedience
French interlopers is funny.
because he founded a brotherhood group called the Muridis, and the French colonial authorities who were trying to
I wonder what Morides mean. Is that like Moors?
consolidate their power in Senegal were threatened by his growing influence and popularity. On his way to exile in Gabon, miraculously a mat appeared on the water. He got off the boat, prayed to Allah on the mat, and walked across the water back into the boat.
Whoa, hold up. I know your advocates be telling some tall tales, I mean, they be having, symbolism, you know, signs of humanity in them, but come on now.
Wow. Hi, I am Obe Ihuri, and you're welcome to Real Fact in History. Sheikh Ahmadu Bambam Umbaki was born in the Wolof Kingdom in the Bao region of Senegal.
Okay, Moody mean an aspirant or a disciple.
To a strict and devout Muslim family in 1853. Bambam was drawn to the Tasawwuf style of Sufi mysticism, with its precepts purely religious, it shuns the world and its politics.
The Sufis, they go more to mysticism, a lot of wali, awliya, like friends of Allah. Some think their imams have spiritual powers, things like that. Um, it's basically like, how some faiths, they have their like mystical side with all the Kabbalah stuff in there. That's what Sufism is like to Islam, subhanAllah.
His early life witnessed the progressive French encroachment into the old Wolof kingdom that led to the annexation of his country when he was 37 years old. He founded the Muridi Brotherhood Group in 1883 with its capital in Tuba, Senegal.
He was shaking stuff up in 1882. That is beautiful out there. Look at that. Senegal.
Bambam's teachings emphasizes the virtues of pacifism, hard work, and good manners through what is commonly known as jihad nafs, which emphasizes a personal struggle.
So jihad, when they always say it's a jihad, it's a holy war. True jihad is jihadun nafs, so the soul, the war of the soul. Real jihad is every day you battling against your own Satan within your heart. It's a fun fact for y'all when you hear that word turned around.
Over negative instincts.
Hold up, what was that? What was that? Aklab Mink Al Alam Fabli Amal. Anyway.
He became a symbol of Islamic traditions. Although he never directly challenged the French interlopers with their mission to civilize Africans, his very existence,
their mission to civilize France, civilize somebody,
became a threat to their colonial domination. They exiled him to Gabon in 1895. In what is reported to be his greatest physical miracle, Sheikh Ahmadu Bambam Mbaki was in chains.
Mbaki, that sounds familiar. Is there a newscaster with that last name? It kind of sounds like old boy from Black Panther, the Gorilla Gang, the 50 Cent one.
On transit on a boat to Gabon. When requesting to pray, he was denied. He broke through his chain, got off the boat to find a prayer mat floating on the water. There is another fact He had his prayer mat on his hands while on transit, and when he requested to pray, he was denied. He broke through his chains, threw the prayer mat on the water, and got off the boat. He began praying on the mat, and when he finished, he walked across the water back into the boat.
I ain't no picture. But yeah, that's crazy. Also, I was told that some of his followers, they don't pray, they don't fast, they just be good, and when they pass, they say Ahmadu Bamba. You know what I mean? Gonna set them to Jannah.
Overall, this is an intriguing fact and an interesting miracle. He stayed on exile in Gabon for 7 years and 9 months. While on exile in Gabon, he composed prayers and poems celebrating Allah. Again, he was exiled to Mauritania for 5 years, but
Yeah, exiled everywhere.
the discontent this caused forced the French to allow him back to Senegal. He returned to Senegal in 1907. In Senegal, they tell you he walked home across the water. The movement he founded is based on 3 rules: follow God, work, and provoke no one. He believed that study, prayer, and work will protect people from the corrupting and dehumanizing influence of the France and French culture.
Yeah, that definitely didn't work, Aki. That definitely ain't work. It's a time for war.
Among his followers, he promoted the values of humility,
Hey yo, I like that angel Jibrail though, the green one.
endurance, and sharing. When he founded the movement, most of his followers were laborers on his farm. But when their sons began to migrate to the towns, the movement started to take off. The Muridis are scattered all over the globe, from Paris to Los Angeles, from Hong Kong to Dubai. Bambam had some 70,000 followers when he died in 1927, but now there are an estimated 3 million followers.
Yo, how old was this brother?
We are in Senegal at the end of the 1880s, where the French colonizers are facing fierce resistance
Right here is from Learn Africa.
from a tough young king, Lat Dion Gon Lata Diop, who for 25 years is their real nightmare on the battlefield. However, fate can be cruel. In October 1886, Lat Dior was defeated and disappeared from the scene. The French colonizers believed that victory was finally within reach, that resistance was broken, and that their domination was indisputable. In part, they are right, as they now seem to control all of Senegal. The armed resistance faded with the death of Lat Dior, giving way to a policy of assimilation aimed at culturally transforming the Senegalese people into a carbon copy of white Frenchmen. Yet an extraordinary man emerges,
They're always trying to do that, man. Colonize that mind.
defying all
It's a poison that is so lethal and effective.
odds and overthrowing colonial oppression. His name resonates like a cry for freedom, Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba, or Sorain Tauba. He embodies resilience, determination, and an unwavering faith in his people's struggle for freedom. Following in the footsteps of Semori Touré, Moba Diakuba, and Omar Foutiyou Tall, he took up the torch of West African resistance, making it peaceful and cultural. But it was far from easy for him, as he would be subjected to all kinds of privations and trials for more than 30 years, and yet he would never give up his cause. How could a peaceful, non-violent man succeed in defying the French colonizers and resisting their persecution for so long? This is what we are going to discover together, through the incredible story of Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba's resistance against the French colonists. A story of stubbornness in the face of adversity, love for faith, and commitment to the preservation of Senegalese culture. Fasten your seatbelts, as this story will take you on a breathtaking journey through time and space.
That's fire right there. That's official. So if you want to check that out, just check out the pages mentioned. This is Learn Africa. It's a little snippet on Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. If you're interested, check him out. A lot of culture out there in Senegal, Islamically speaking. Black Light out.